Hi, Pony.ai and Uber are planning to deploy more than 2,000 robotaxis across Europe. This will see them expand to 4 more as yet unnamed cities. Well, the two companies launched Europe's first commercial robotaxi service earlier this year. That's in Croatia's capital, Zagreb, and customers can book through local mobility firm Verne, with Uber integration set to follow. The expanded partnership between Pony.ai and Uber also includes plans to explore opportunities in the Middle East, a market that is growing rapidly. Pony.ai will provide its so-called Level 4 autonomous driving technology. This means no human driver is required, but the car can only drive itself in defined areas and under specific conditions. Uber, meanwhile, has around 200 million monthly consumers globally, so a ready-made customer base for autonomous vehicles. Alphabet-backed Waymo is currently the global leader in terms of robotaxi operations. It has a fleet of 5,000 cars and completes 500,000 paid rides per week, primarily in the United States. It's set to expand to London later this year. Another Chinese company, WeRide, operates or tests in 60 cities across 13 countries, including several in Europe. It has partnerships with Uber in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and it's piloting in Spain later this year. And the global robotaxi market is poised for extraordinary growth. Some analysts predict it will be worth close to $150 billion by 2033. Well, let's get more on this. Peter Wells is Director for the Centre of Automotive Industry Research at Cardiff University in the UK. Peter, thanks for joining me. How significant is this extended partnership between Pony.ai and Uber?
Well, it's certainly a big one. I think the whole world of autonomous vehicles and ride-hailing have long been thrown together as being natural partners in a sense, but it's taken a long time to go through the whole development process and really make these things happen on the ground. For me, the defining difference now is artificial intelligence.
What is it about artificial intelligence and these robotaxis that you find so interesting?
Well, the autonomous vehicles do away with the driver, the need for the driver. That saves a lot of money, and that's obviously a benefit for the ride-hailing businesses. But to get the most optimized system, to have the whole system working in an integrated, cohesive, optimized fashion, you need it to be managed by AI. And I think now we can see the real benefits are beginning to come through. That's why the rate of testing, the rate of deployment of these concepts has really accelerated in the last couple of years.
Pony.ai has been very successful in China's Tier 1 cities, but what sort of challenge does operating in Europe bring?
Well, I think there's a whole bunch of challenges. As you get away from more controlled environments to more diverse and complex environments, so those challenges get greater. And I think they have to be quite careful about choosing where they're going to deploy, how far they're going to deploy. And of course, the regulatory constraints are often stronger in Europe. That it's a more cautious market, and consumers are more cautious. So I think there's a lot to be learned from both sides, both from the deployment side and from the customer side.
A lot of people are somewhat distrustful of driverless cars. What has to change to get more people on board?
It's a difficult one because the expectations, the way in which consumers think about this isn't really particularly rational. It's probably the case that even now autonomous vehicles are safer in most situations, most of the time, compared to having a human driver. But to be able to internalize that and accept that, that's much more difficult. It's a bit like the fear of flying. Flying's actually the safest way of flying anywhere around the world, but people still have that fear of flying. So I think it's something which more usage, more being accustomed to seeing these vehicles, participating in rides with them, the more we get used to it, the more people will take it up. And I think there's a massive opportunity here. A lot of people are holding and using cars in these densely packed urban areas that don't really want to. They'd much rather have the freedom and the mobility of ride-hailing. If that's autonomous, then that will be fine.
Peter, thank you very much for those insights. Peter Wells, Director of the Centre for Automotive Industry Research at Cardiff University.